Okay, this is going to be an assignment for the collective. If you feel stuck right now and you feel like you need an assignment or something to do, that's easy. It's not that hard. I'm going to give you an assignment. I like this deck. I don't remember the name of it. Oh, okay. Make a list of things you want to forgive yourself for. Ooh, that's a good one. Make a list of things you want to forgive yourself for. Oh. And then you don't have to do this in this order. And if you can't do this, then don't do it. But this is, so it gives yoga poses and it gives after things like, you know, things to do on one side. Hold this pose for 30 seconds on each side and focus on balancing. I don't think I have the ability to do that at this moment. But if you can, then go for it. What is another one? Make a list of things to forgive yourself for. I like that. That's a good exercise. What's another one, Spirit? Something like wanted to come out and then it didn't. 111, if I look down. Make a list of things you want to forgive yourself for. Spend time journaling about your favorite childhood memories. Then it says, hold this pose for 2 minutes and focus on relaxed breathing. I can do this one. I'm gonna actually do a yin yoga after I finish this reading. So let's do one more card. Reflect on one of the happiest moments in your life. And then hold this pose. Again, you don't have to do it in that order. Hold this pose for 30 seconds on each side and focus on balancing. Don't think I can do that one either. I got a bung neck. My neck is no bueno. But reflect on one of the happiest moments of your life. I did kind of a fun exercise at like a group that I went to, and I was with a group of women, and we wrote down like things that we had accomplished in our life that we were proud of. And it was, you know, I was looking back on everything, and sometimes I forget everything that I've been through in my life. I got sober off alcohol when I was 27. I am 50 now, so I am in my 23rd year of sobriety. Huge accomplishment. I used to struggle with, you know, eating disorders. And I still struggle with like body dysmorphia and stuff, and like body image issues, which is, you know, gets better all the time. But I put myself through what's called DBT therapy, which was directional behavioral therapy. And that was one of the best programs that I've ever put myself through. It was a very intensive counseling, and it was like group sessions, and it's all about like mindfulness and emotional regulation, because I had absolutely no emotional regulation, especially when I got sober. Like I did not know how to deal with the intense emotions that I would have. And that class taught me that, not even a class, it's like, it's intensive counseling. So it was like, I would meet one-on-one with a counselor, I would do nutrition therapy, and then I would do, you know, group therapy. And I learned so much from that. I changed so much as a human, and it was a lot of growth, you know. And I, you know, also earlier before that, I overcame, you know, I had a learning disability that I was diagnosed with when I reached college. I was diagnosed with ADHD and an auditory processing disorder, central auditory processing disorder. And I found that out because I couldn't pass the college placement test for reading. So I was taking Reading 90, which is a non-college level class. Now, mind you, I'm a nurse now and Reiki practitioner. I have an art degree. I have a business degree. I have many degrees. I love to learn. But I didn't know how to study and learn the information. And so when I had gone to take the college placement test, I couldn't pass it. So I was placed in this Reading 90 class. And I spent 2 years trying to build up to a college level of reading. And I was finally sent to this learning specialist at the college. And she sent me to get some testing done. And so I was at like a 6th grade comprehension and like 9th grade vocabulary, or vice versa, I can't remember. But I would basically read something and not be able to retain it at all. Like I wouldn't remember anything that I read, like as soon as I got finished reading it. And I really struggled to kind of read out loud. And I was a little bit, I'm not dyslexic, but I have like dyslexic tendencies. So I like miss words and stuff, along with the central auditory processing disorder, which is where you hear everything at the same level. So when someone's like, and I process things a little bit slower. So when someone's saying the alphabet like A, B, C, I'm processing A when they're on C. And so I miss chunks of information. So, anyway, I kind of digress, but those are some of the biggest things that I've accomplished. But when I figured that out, I was able to get the accommodations that I needed in college to get better grades. I went from a 2.5 GPA to a 3.5 GPA in college, and I was acing, my tests. I still did have to take some classes twice. Like I took my anatomy class twice because halfway through it, I finally figured out how to study for it. And I worked really hard. I've always studied really hard and worked really hard at everything. Biology, I had to take twice. I had to take math a couple times. I just always would end up switching things to an audit, but I really, really tried so hard. And I got into nursing school. I became a nurse. I've been a nurse for, since 2011. I passed the NCLEX on my first time, and that is such a huge accomplishment. And I have had, difficulties in nursing. I have had a lot of bullying. I think because of, how I look, especially when I was younger, I was very like sweet and naive looking, and people just thought they could walk all over me, and they could at that time. I didn't have the ability to stand up for myself. And so I look back on all that and, many, many other things I've experienced in my life, some traumatic, some that I'm not going to share in this video, but maybe at a later date I will. But I've just had a lot of pain and growth in my life, but I'm so grateful for even the learning disability and stuff that I had, because without it, I wouldn't be as curious as I am about things. I wouldn't work so hard to do things, because I think sometimes when things come easy to people, they lose the motivation to move forward. And I just know I have so much trust and faith that I can do anything that I set my mind to. And I think I needed to say all that just so that I could feel the emotion that I'm feeling right now, and know that I'm gonna get emotional. That also applies to my business, like what I'm trying to accomplish with my business right now. Like anything is possible, and I know that in my heart. So anyway, if you resonate with anything that I talked about, or just my energy, and you would like to book a session with me, I do offer heart healing sessions, Reiki sessions, beautiful botanical oils that I make, that I use for different types of, I use hemp renewal for like my neck and my shoulders every day, because it's just magical and I love it. In the morning and at night, my family uses it. I actually I finally made myself a giant jar of it, because I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm going through all these little jars of it, and I just need the big jar of it. But anyway, yeah, sending you so much love.